YouTube, what's happening? It is Wednesday night, May 14th, and we're going to talk about baseball for tomorrow. There's only 6 games on the schedule. It is the shortest day we've had since baseball started, outside of like the Japan series with the Cubs and the Dodgers. But there's only 6 games. We're going to break them down. It's travel day for a lot of teams. I have some things to do in the morning, so all the videos are being uploaded tonight, so we will not have anything in the morning. So this should be a very quick video. We're going to break these 6 down, see if we can find some value and what have you. So let's look at the, this is what I took tonight. Or tonight, whatever. Cleveland is a loss for sure. Arizona San Fran did hit the over, so that's 1-1. Scooble, easy strikeouts, that's 2-1. Cincinnati gave up 5 hits and 4 earned in the first inning, and then another hit happened, so he hit that, so that made it 3-1. And then Machado just got the HRR. He got a single, and then Bogarts hit a home run. So boom, HRR streak continues for Manny Machado. It is disgusting how that streak's going. That's crazy. That's up there with Butler's streak from the A's last season when he won like 20 games in a row with HRR. We took most of those plays too if you were here last year. You remember those? But that's what Machado's on right now. We're still waiting on the over in KC and Houston. They're at 5 runs. We need 9. Mets are down 4-0 in the 8th. That's a loss probably. And Hoglund hasn't even started yet. So we'll see if this is going to be a profitable night or it's going to be a 4-4 night. So either way, we're not going to have a losing night, which we will take that. If you want the plays typed out for every sport I do or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research, you know what to do by now. Easy peasy. So enough of that. Let's stop wasting time. Let's jump to that first game right now. Okay, I know usually we jump into the weather first, but with it being the night before, I don't exactly have the weather, I don't think. Let me check. I don't think I do. Yeah, no weather report, sadly. So this usually updates in the middle of the night, kind of like my stats update the middle of the night. So the stats for baseball are going to be today's stats with no updates to today's games yet. So that's the downside of doing the video early for you, is that we have to use kind of not the freshest stats. So so there you go. So first game is going to be Washington and Atlanta. You can currently see it's 210 Atlanta with a 9 total. And another thing is I don't have many props either, so because they take forever to load. So we look over here at the line. Now you can see all the stats. Who won today's game? I could look at that stuff. Let's look at Wednesday slate. So currently, did Washington win or did the Braves win? They're still playing. What's that score right now? Let's look at that. Currently it's 5-4, top of the 9th for the Nationals. So they're trying to break their 7-game losing streak. It's a crazy game there. So you can see nothing really stood out. I passed on the game today for a reason. It's just nothing stood out for me. So let's look at the player props. Tomorrow we have Williams going against AJ Smith-Shawver. They both 100% strikeouts on both of them. That's pretty good. But you see over here, Washington does not strike out much. Atlanta, a little bit more, so you could potentially take that. So let's go and see if we can dig into these a little bit. Pop the hood a little bit and see what we can find. So matchup, AJ versus Washington. There's your data. Not much of it there. Against righties, you see how Washington has done this season. Atlanta this season versus righties. A lot of green. They like the righties. Against Trevor Williams, you can see how Atlanta has done. Anything 313 and 16 at bats is actually pretty good. 323 and 31 at bats is pretty good. We have a couple home runs. We have a lot of RBIs. That leans Atlanta. So especially if Atlanta loses today, Washington's on a 7-game losing streak. Yeah, it's going to be something you might want to focus on. I could see Atlanta's 210 for a reason. So there's got to be the matchups and pitching because I don't see nothing else I'd really want to mess with here. Strikeouts 4.5. Trevor Williams 3.5. Are you just really not that kind of strikeout, dude? Let's look. 5.44 in 2025. You're averaging 4.25 strikeouts per game. You've hit this line 5 straight games. 3.5. I don't really want to take this, to be honest. To be honest, I don't want to take it. I just don't like it. So I think, do I have bat props? That's another question. Do I have? I do. I have one thing. I have Sean Murphy hits, and that's literally all I have are hits, runs, and RBIs. I don't have HRRs up yet. That's a shame. That is a shame. So, oh man, I'm not taking this game. No. I'm looking at the spreadsheet. Washington's playing better. They're up right now. They might win the game. I don't see, nothing's justifying why Atlanta should be 210. So we're going to pass and move on to the next one. All right, game 2 is going to be Minnesota and Baltimore. And currently we got Baltimore 130 with a 9 total. Let's look over at the sheet and see again, very close. There is a possibility, but I might not have a single play today. It could be 0 for 6. We'll see. I doubt that highly. If something's close and I'm kind of wavering if I'm going to take it, I'll take it today. So, but there's nothing here. 8 game. Now they're at 9. Wait, they're at 10 now, aren't they? What are they at? Oh, did they win both games today? I saw a post on Twitter saying, because this is the stat before the games today, they had a doubleheader today. So that's the thing. And the Twins won both games today, right? Hold on, let me look. Let me look. Wednesday. Let's see. Twins, Minnesota. Minnesota won game one, and Minnesota game one. Damn, that is a 10-game winning streak for Minnesota. They're 23-20 now. So yeah, they're cooking. Baltimore's lost 2 now in a row. Good stuff. Let's look over at the actual props. Let's see what we got over here. So let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Let's kick on over to Orioles, Twins. See what we got. We got you versus somebody. Somebody. We don't know who. Who is pitching? Let's go look at the schedule and take a look, shall we? It is Chris Paddock versus Sugano, and Chris Paddock does not have any props, which is kind of weird, but hey, whatever. You've been pretty good earned runs in your games. You're literally 1.6. That's good stuff. Matchup. Let's look. Sugano versus Twins, nothing. Righties, you can see how Twins have done this season. Baltimore versus righties this season. They prefer their righties than lefties. That's for damn sure. They like righties. And then against Chris Paddock, historically, a lot of nothing, except for this Gunner has a home run. No one else has really done anything. So, man. So Minnesota's playing great. They're 10-game streak. You just ride the streak. That's what you do around here. So Minnesota plus 115. I can get Minnesota plus 1.5 for 175. I'm okay with that juice. I'm okay. Look at the numbers. Look at the juice. 175. I'll rock with that all day. Give me Minnesota plus 1.5. Show me that they can be beat. 10 times in a row they won now. So we ride the streaks around here, and Minnesota is definitely a streak we'll take care of next. Okay, sometimes you have to look at a situation and be like, you know what? That just makes sense. The White Sox were on a 2-game winning streak going into today. They won today, I believe. Yes, they beat the Reds 4-2 today. So they are on a 3-game winning streak since the Pope took over, and it was announced that it came out that he's a White Sox fan. They're 3-1. What? Or they're 4-1. No, I'm sorry, they're 4-1 now because they lost, and won 3 in a row now. So they're 4-1 since the news came out. So I don't know, divine intervention. I don't know. You can call it what you want to call it, but that's just wild. That's a wild coincidence, if you ask me. So today, Chicago is plus 190, plus 1.5 is 106, 9.5. We look at the spreadsheet. We see how the teams are doing. They're both doing poorly with the bats, like terrible. But Cincy is 2-8 in the last 10, which means they're 2-9 now because they lost, which means they're probably 1-9 if I had to guess. Chicago ones, they're probably 5-5. That doesn't make sense. They're probably, yeah, who knows? It's something like that. So my sheets update in the middle of the night, so that's what makes it a little different. So let's go to props, see what we got. Do we have any props for this game? Is the question. White Sox Reds. We have Bryce Wilson going up against Nick Martinez. Nothing we want to take prop-wise, that's for sure. Let's open this up. I almost want to take the White Sox. I'm telling you right now, I'm leaning White Sox plus 1.5. I'm telling you right now. Martinez versus White Sox history, nothing really to talk about. Righties, you can see the numbers there. We go Cincy righties. Cincy hasn't looked too good, to be honest. To be frank, Torino's looking good, but other than that, against Bryce Wilson, not much there. There's a home run for De La Cruz, but nothing. Not 133 for that. Come on. All I have is this. I don't have any earned runs, do I? Nope. 2, 4, 1 on strikeouts. Not the best. How many innings have you pitched? 2, 4, 5. Ugh. Let's look at Nick. Let's see what you're up to. What have you been doing, good sir? Come on. There you go. It didn't want to work. 2025, you have pitched a bunch of games. You're doing your typical 6 innings. 5-4, you could take strikeouts. Both teams are bottom 3 in strikeouts, if you didn't notice that. Cincy is the worst strikeout team at 11.6. Chicago's at 9.3. I think 2.5 strikeouts for Bryce is crazy. You at 4.5, but you can barely hit this. Even though they both have great strikeout matchups, I'm not going to do it. I'm not taking it. I'm going to take the better team recently. Who's the better team last 10? Clearly, it's Chicago. They're doing better. They might have some divine intervention. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But Cincy is just struggling something fierce. So, yeah, let's go Chicago White Sox plus 1.5 for that minus 106. Yeah, we'll rock with that. We're going to keep riding this. Hey, streaks are streaks. We ride streaks around here, so we'll do that next. All right, moving on to Tampa Bay and Toronto. Do I have props in this one? Do not. Nope, I'm out of props. Let me refresh real quick over here, see if I have any new props pop up. Because they're uploading them as I do this. So August, July, Thursday. Yeah, nothing. We're done with props. No more props in the last 3 games. Sad, I know. Sad times. But we can do money lines, we can do totals, what have you. So looking at this, currently we got Tampa. Toronto's 165 with an 8 total. Let's look over at the sheet. We see the numbers. Toronto's offense is doing great. Tampa's getting better, but still not good. So yeah, we're still leaning Toronto. Let's go to, well, I can't show you the props. Let's go to the pitchers at least. So I can at least show you the pitchers. So schedule, we have Zach Littett versus Kevin Gulsman. So let's take a look at both of these dudes here. Let's see what their stats are this season. 2-5, 4.40 ERA, 30 Ks, 1.1. Last 7 days, he has a 3.0 ERA. Then we come over here and we see 3.97. So 2 pitchers are combining for over 80 ERA, and the total's 8, with one of the teams having top 5 bats. Over 8. I don't know. No. Tampa's starting to creep up. Toronto's hot. Both pitchers are kind of over 8. Simple. Done. Next. All right, moving on. We have a new matchup in the series. We have Houston and Texas finally playing each other. You can see currently Texas 120 with a 7.5 total. Let's go to the sheet. These are the numbers based on today. Houston's been doing pretty good. They're at home against KC. The total is 8.5. Let me just take a peek at the over. See what's happening in that game. 3-2 middle 8th. That ain't good. So, oops. Well, might not win that one. So Houston's doing good though. Texas is playing Colorado. So do with that what you will. These numbers are going to look better tomorrow when it uploads because they play Centitalia today. So good stats indeed. I don't have props but I can show the schedule. And we do have Hunter Brown going against Jacob DeGrom. Good stuff. So we will open up both these dudes and see if we can. Let's look at their stats. 6-1, 148, 58 Ks, and a .9. That's disgusting. That you have the better offense, probably the better pitcher. What's DeGrom's numbers? 3-1, 272, 46. Yeah. I mean, these aren't bad numbers at all. Let's be honest. 8-3. Damn. All right. Yeah, see, the numbers are going to do better. But this, I guess I could have saw here's 3-2. 6-1, 148, 58. That's a disgusting line. So Houston has they have a clearly, I would say, statistically better pitcher. They have definitely statistically better offense. Texas is playing Colorado, so they get kind of a boom there. A boom? What the hell's that? A bump. Houston is playing Kansas City, so yeah. So I'm going to take Houston on the. Do I dare do another plus 1.5 at 192? Nah, I'm just going to do straight up Houston money line on this one. So we're going to go Houston money line. They got the stats, they got everything. Only thing they'll have is they're on the road, which is a little concerning, but we'll take Houston next. All right, last one is the A's and the Dodgers. This one just started right now for tonight, so nothing's updated yet. Both offenses are still great. Currently, tomorrow is going to be Dodgers 190 with a 9.5 total. Here's your sheet. Both offenses cooking. I took the over yesterday. I took the over today. No, actually, I didn't take the over. I took Hoagland over 2.5 earned runs. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. Literally, it's in the first inning. So until I see that, look at the pitchers anyway. So let me go and open up the pitchers. I'm leaning over unless the pitcher's just not doing that well. But I mean, come on, it's 9.5. The wind's been blowing out last couple of days, so we'll see if it stays that way too. So let's go, not the props, because I don't have any props for this game. Let's look at the pitchers. We got Osvaldo. He is 2-3, 4.5 with 27 strikeouts and a 1.51. That is bad. That ain't what you want to see right there, my guy. That's not good at all. So let's look at the other one is going to be Dustin May going out there for the Dodgers. And you can see 1-3, 408, 33 with a 1.24. So yeah, not the best. That probably looks better. It's a better view, but whatever. All right, cool. 408 and a 4.75. We got 2 high ERA pitchers. We got 2 offenses that are absolutely crushing the ball here recently. That total's 9.5. I got to go over. 9.5. It's funny how I did one game and I say, you know what? There's a chance I have no plays. I have 5 plays. So, I just jinxed myself. So there you go. I think we're done here. There's only 6 games. So yeah, let's go back to the schedule. Back to the schedule itself. Now, Friday will be up here soon. I'll be back Friday morning to do the games for Friday since most of the games are night games except for the Cubs Chicago series. Appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Go check out the HQ if you want the plays typed out in a nice list, or if you want access to the spreadsheet, do your own research. Other than that, let me know what you're playing in the comments. Drop a like. Do not forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 20K. We're almost there. And I'll see you tomorrow on Friday, or tomorrow, the next day of the video. We'll see you Friday for more MLB. Peace.